Woof. Woof. KZ4B testing.
Good morning. This is N4LQ calling CQ the Old Friends Net. CQ the Old Friends Net. The Old Friends Net is an amplitude modulation only net that meets here on 3715 kilocycles every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. and on Sundays at 4 p.m. We operate in the round table fashion, and anybody that can generate an AM signal is welcome to check in. So this is N4LQ listening for check-ins.
K4GDN.
WB4ARK.
KZ4 Baba. WB4NKL.
W4KR.
WA4EBK.
W4MEEC.
Okay, here's what I got. K4GDN, George, WB4ARK, KZ4B, and somebody doubled there, and I'm not sure who, WB4NKL, W4KR, and WA4EVK, and W4MEC. Did I miss somebody?
KG4IUQ.
I got KG4IUQ. Anybody else? Okay, here's the list. K4GDN, WB4ARK, KZ4B, WB4NKL, W4KR, WA4EVK, W4MEC, and KG4IUQ. Did I miss anybody, or do we have any more check-ins before we start the round table? Looks like a beautiful day here in North Carolina, sunny. The wind has finally subsided. It was relentless all day long yesterday, 25, 30 mile an hour peaks. On our drive around town, I saw at least one pretty good sized tree that had blown down. I think it was one of those Bradford pears, but it was a big one. So somebody's got some stuff to clean up. And let's see, got a Hamfest coming up in Sevierville this weekend, I believe. And we want to finalize our decision about Sunday's net time, whether we should move it to 5 o'clock or leave it as it is. And personally, I don't care. Either one's okay with me. 4's a little early for the band, and 5's a little late for supper time. So whatever comments on that will be noted and welcome. And I'm running the Ameco TX86 this morning, driving the AL82 amplifier. So with that, let's go ahead and do our first round, see what's been going on in the neighborhood. K4GDN, N4LQ.
N4LQ's K4GDN. Well, here in the Myrtle Beach area, the sky's clear, sun's out. We didn't really have too much in the way of weather last weekend. Got some rain, but not really a whole lot. It was a little windy, but I don't see any branches down in the yard, so I don't think we had too much. Certainly the power didn't go out. It wasn't nearly as bad as they thought. There was a tornado warning at one time, but I don't think anything came of it. We're on the Drake 4B station this morning. Got it tuned up to about 200 watts on the L4B, running the in-fed dipole on it. And other than that, things seem to be doing pretty well down here in Myrtle Beach. So with that, we'll pass it on to Buddy. WB4ARK in the group, K4GDN.
K4GDN, WB4ARK. Okay, George, very good copy on everybody this morning. Band is extremely quiet. We had 0.56 inches of rain yesterday, and it was pretty windy, we can say that. We had some pretty good downpours at times, but not too bad. And we did have about 5 power glitches at one time. We had, and I thought we were going to lose it there at one point, but we didn't. It kept blinking, but we didn't have any any loss of power, consistent loss of power. And so that was very good. And that was the only time that I saw we had any power glitches. We had a pretty good gust of wind come through, and I think some limbs must have gotten into the line somewhere. So anyhow, living fairly close to the power station, I think has its pluses, because the lines coming out are in very good condition, and the pruning is maintained quite well. So with that, well, we're on the ART-13 this morning. We got let's see, it's 31 degrees, just a little below freezing, not too bad. The rain in the rain gauge did not freeze, so that was good. So I guess we'll turn it over to John, KZ4B, WB4ARK.
Okay, WB4ARK and the group KZ4B. Fine business, buddy. You're coming in here, the usual strong signal. So far the signals are quite strong, which is quite necessary because I have an S9. Sounds like a switching power supply noise parked right on 3715. It's the first time I've heard it. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's there. And we're running the usual T150, driving the L82, and so that's the setup here. There seems to be little or no QS breaker, and thank goodness signals seem to be consistently strong so far. Otherwise, I'd be deaf as a post. So that's the setup here. We had terrible winds yesterday, and there'd be surges that peaked all day long. The power supply wise, we got quite a few flickers, but never lost power here. The flickers, I'm sure, were due to other people tripping off due to breakers and reclosers opening due to faults on their lines, which I'm sure kill their power in many cases. But we did not lose power even for a second here other than the flicker. So we got real lucky. The wind was so bad it ripped the canvas off my next door neighbor, the guy with the solar panels, ripped the canvas right off his boat cover and shredded it. It played havoc with the cover I have on my 98 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's not under cover, but the cover stayed on after I cinched it down several times during the day. Yesterday was just plain nasty, and I spent the whole day, shot the whole day, filling out a bunch of financial forms, trying to transfer some money from one account to another. It was ridiculous, but I got it done, so it goes in the mail today. So, over to Cliff, WB4NKL on the group, KZ4B, over.
KZ4B, it's WB4NKL. Well, sorry about the S9 noise level, John. I've had some issues here, but it's quiet today, thankfully. I've got 25 degrees, and
skiff of snow out here. I think around me there was quite a bit more snow, but lucky here we didn't have that much. But they're calling for snow flurries again this morning and a high of 34, so it's another winter day. But the wind's calmed down. It's not blowing like it was yesterday. Dave, LLR, he was on the earlier net and had to leave early. He had an eye appointment. It's the reason he's not around here this morning on this net. I'm running the Globe King 500 again, and like I say, good signals there from everybody. George's coming in great from Myrtle Beach. So on to you, Stan. W4KR is WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff. WB4NKL. This is W4KR. Oh, geez. I don't know, Cliff. You're down this morning. You're only 45 over 9 down here this morning. I don't know. Buddy, ARK, I wonder, you say you're close to the power station. I wonder if they're, what are they sending out of that facility? Is that 19K, or have they already goosed it up to 340K before you get it? Obviously it comes down more from there, but anyway, curious. Let's see here. John, you have noise again today. Praise the Lord. Man, every day, man. Always something. Sorry to keep hearing about that. Steve, no one has commented about the net time. Let me take a shot at it. I agree absolutely with you with your analysis, Steve. 4 is too early and 5 is a little bit on the late side. How about 4:30, Steve? Think about that one. How about maybe 4:30? Now, as far as the summertime is concerned, you know that early time is only going to get worse. The 4 o'clock time is only going to get worse as the summer progresses. So wherever. Boone, over to you, Boone. Boone, take it. WA4EVK, W4KR.
W4KR in the group, WA4EVK.
Thank you, Stan. Yesterday was a little crazy around here. We had some high winds. In fact, one was kind of weird. We heard the front coming. You could hear the wind move up the land coming out of 12 Mile down there. The neighbor lost the backyard fence part of it. We lost some good-sized limbs, but it was surprisingly most of the lightning activity was to our west 3 or 4 miles, so got lucky. This morning, my thermometer says 25. In spite of me taking second, third looks at it, I didn't stop to look it up online. Everyone's got a great signal this morning. John, I'm sorry you're getting inundated by noise again there. And Cliff, glad you let us know about Dave. I was kind of concerned because of all the newsy coverage about Burnsville and up and through there about the winter weather, so kind of a concern when somebody that's there every time doesn't show up. That's about it on my end. I'm going to send over to Charlie. W4MEC to take it, WA4EVK.
WA4EVK and a group, W4MEC. Plate meter plate meter switch is acting up. Good morning, fellas. It's 24 degrees here, about. This morning, clear skies. We had about, let's see, when did I check it? It was yesterday morning. We had 2 inches of rain overnight, and I forgot to check it yesterday evening, and it probably was full, and it probably froze and split the darn plastic rain gauge. I'll have to go see. When I needed the rain gauge, the only thing I could find was a box of 6 from Amazon, so I got 5 standbys there if I did break it. So
Anyway, here's a humorous, could you call it humorous? I don't know, predictive story. My wife has got a very good friend that she's known since college, and she was concerned about her husband, because her husband's dad died, all of a sudden from a heart attack. I mean, just heart attack, wham, dead, So she was concerned about him, so she decided to take a lifesaver course and all that stuff, Red Cross course, which she did. And in there, they mentioned something about, if any of your spouses or anybody does anything, shop work or anything like that, you might want to take this next part of the course, is what's to do when you cut something off. So she took that course. It taught her what to do if, you cut off a finger or something like that, and, how to treat it, and how to get to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And she took that course last week, and yesterday he almost cut his thumb completely off. So she took her skills that she had just learned and saved everything and took him to the hospital, and they're going to put him back together here, and he's supposed to have like 95% use of it when they're all done. But talk about having a premonition. Talk about having a premonition. That one paid off for her. So anyway, over to Mark, KG4IUQ in the group, W4MEC.
This is KG4IUQ. Well, Charlie, you're talking about cutting off fingers. I don't like that subject because I play the guitar, and I just, it's a bad thought for me. I don't even like to get a splinter in my hand or fingers, because it's a problem. You're sounding very good over here, Charlie. Everybody is. Steve is sounding very good. And George, GDN, K4GDN in Myrtle Beach, you have a good signal here. And WB4ARK, buddy, signal strong with your ART13. I understand you've had some power glitches yesterday. We had some wind here too in Shelby. John, KZ4 Bravo, sound good. With the T150 driving the AL82. Cliff, NKL, WB4NKL, good strong signal with the Globe King 500. Stan, W4KR, sounding good. And boom, you're sounding good. I'm on the night T150 with my Drake 2B CW sideband receiver, doing pretty good here on AM. I use it just because it's hard to change receivers. I've got a little table here, and it's hard to fit everything on it. It's cool outside, about 30 degrees. My antenna, butternut antenna, that I use. I'm not using it right now because I'm using a half-wave dipole. My butternut antenna is leaning over a little bit because something got broke. A guy rope got broke or something yesterday. I'll turn it over now to N4LQ Steve. This is KG4IUQ.
Okay, Mark, KG4IUQ in the group, N4LQ. Do we have any more check-ins to the old friends net? Call now. And nothing heard. Okay. That was an interesting round, and well, it sounds like most of us fared pretty well. It sounds like Boone got more damage than anybody. Limbs and fences. And let's see here. No damage to the beach. We got about half an inch of rain Saturday, I believe, and about the same as Buddy. And Buddy, I see where in the news they're getting ready to build $1 billion data center right down the street from you. That ought to be interesting. Data centers are a big thing these days. They're building those things everywhere for AI and Amazon and what have you. And they cover many, many acres. They don't employ a huge number of people, maybe 100 people, something like that. For their size, they're not that big of an employer, but they probably do bring in some tax revenue, and they're known for needing a lot of electricity, so that's probably why it's there. Got my electric radio magazine the other day, and looking through some of the want ads and some of the pictures. Saw myself in there with Cliff and some others, and interesting stuff for sale. Somebody in I think he's in Texas, W5CZ, he's got a Western Electric transmitter from 1937, and you can go to his website, w5cz.net, and look at this thing. Is absolutely huge. It's probably 7 feet tall and about 8 feet wide. I don't know how in the world you'd ever get it, but it's for sale, no price. And he said it works on 160. And somebody is giving away a 30-year stock of QSTs, but he has a bad knee and you got to come and get it. And AF 4K Crystals is advertising, and if you can manage to find his website. Anyway, he's got all these crystals, but no 3715s for some reason. Don't seem to find any of those. Plenty of 3885 crystals. He wants $26 a piece for these crystals. And all he's doing, he's repacking the FT243 carcass, sticking a crystal in it. And John, you got noise. I can't believe that. What a surprise. Hope you can figure out what that new one is. And let's see, Cliff, fine on the eye appointment there for Dave. Hope that goes well. And Stan with a 4:30 suggestion. We'll keep that in mind. I don't know what would happen if we tried going at an odd time like that, but yeah, it's kind of a compromise. I don't know how much difference it would make. So far, I just think I'll just leave it like it is, see how it goes next week. If it gets too bad, it'll get a little bit worse before it starts getting better. It was kind of spotty last weekend, so I don't know. We'll just see what happens. And let's see. Yeah, thumb cut off, Charlie. Reminds me, we were having a house built, and the carpenter cut his thumb, his finger off, and it shot across the room, and they couldn't find it, but it took him to the hospital, and he was back on the job the next day. They sewed him up. And okay, I guess that's about it. So back around for another round. K4GDN, N4LQ.
N4LQ and the old friends K4GDN. Everybody's coming in well down here on the beach. I'm on the infit dipole proceeding on the R4B, and I got HQ178 sitting over there too. Speaking of the time, back in the day when most of us were still working, we used to do, and we only did a Sunday net back then. We were doing it as early as 2:30, and sometimes even as late as 3:30. But 2:30 was when most of us were still working. Sunday afternoon, just a little hard for me after about 3 o'clock. Just got some stuff going on that I can't get out to. back to the weather. It was 35 here this morning in Myrtle Beach. We didn't get much rain. We didn't get any on Saturday. We got a little bit yesterday. Not a whole heck of a lot, and we really need the rain. We're in a kind of a dry situation out here right now. Other than that, we really didn't get much in the way of weather. I did have to break out the electric heater here at the shack this morning. It was about in the mid-40s when I got out here this morning. So, and I'd already had the air conditioner set up ready to go. So I had to unplug it and plug in the electric heater. Again, everybody's coming in here quite well. Even Mark's coming in well here this morning. So with that, I'll pass it on to Buddy. WB4ARK, K4GDN.
K4GDN, WB4ARK. Okay, George, very good copy on everybody again. Yeah, let's see here. Well, the data center. Yeah, that thing's well underway. They got some signs on one of the roads that comes by there, and there's actually two roads that you can see the data center very, very good from, and one is where the recycle facility is located, and the other one is a major highway, Highway 274, and the power lines coming from the nuclear plant. They've got one dedicated line that they're putting in from the nuclear plant to feed the substation, which is right on 274. And this is a big, big substation. And this facility is going to use quite a bit of power, I guess. It's going to be a very large place. I understand that they purchased like 600 acres, and there are people complaining about it. And why they're starting to complain about it now, when this place is well underway, and they've been grading and putting up concrete pads for towers and so forth for this substation, and it's well underway. So it's a little late to be putting up no data center signs. So I don't think they're going to stop it. So anyway, well, the kV coming out of the nuclear plant is 380 kV, and there is a line coming directly from Lake Norman, the nuclear plant there, and I understand it is 500 kV, or maybe 750. No, I think it's 500 kV in that neighborhood. And so I got in an argument with our neighbor about the high voltage, but it's definitely a larger system than the towers coming out of our nuclear plant. It's just much bigger, and the insulators are much larger and longer. So maybe John can expound on that. It's got two insulators that come down in a V shape supporting the lines, and so that's that for that. And let's see, well, that transmitter, that Western Electric transmitter, that would be a monumental task to get that unit. And you'd have to have a warehouse to put it in, it seems like. But that might be a nice unit to have. But 160, I mean, if that's all it can do, I wouldn't be interested in it. But if it would do 80 and 40, that might be a good transmitter to have. So with that, we'll send it over to John. KZ4B, WB4ARK.
Okay, WB4ARK, KZ4B. Good news is I haven't missed a word from anybody, but that annoying buzz in the background is there with everybody. So that's that situation. Buddy, you are correct. I think it's a 500 kV line that you have described, and that's what the nuclear plant here on Lake Norman puts out, is 500 kV. So you hit that on the nail head. And Mooresville was going to, they proposed to have a data center on Dale's dead, but on his property, they were going to put a data center between Mooresville and China Grove, but they were going to supply their own power, but they didn't have the water. So they killed that. They could not get enough water to cool their power supply and the data center. So I think that's gone. It was born dead, so to speak. Shifting gears, I had a very pleasant surprise yesterday. I was going out to the mailbox at the end of the day after the storm had pretty well subsided, and a strange truck pulled up into the driveway, and a gentleman and his wife got out, and I forget his name, but he said he was the chairman of the Charlotte Ham Fest, and gave me my cane, which disappeared at the, I probably left it at somebody's table, and I had my call written on it twice, so I was expecting somebody to turn it in, and when I never heard anything, I assumed that maybe somebody borrowed it permanently, so I really didn't expect to ever see it again. But it's a rosewood cane that I bought in Saudi Arabia, and very nice cane, and I thought I'll never see that again. And he, being with the Charlotte Ham Fest, I don't know how much trouble he had to get to go to return it to me, but he personally handed it to me, and I was most appreciative. They were on the way somewhere, so I didn't really get a chance to quiz him. But how nice! That was just, that made my day, and I told him so. So there's still goodness in this world, and he helped propagate it, to say the very least. Let's see, what else? I was going to comment on something. Oh, the Western Electric transmitter. My BTA 1R1 is a more difficult than usual transmitter to put on all bands, which I am attempting to do. But the Western Electric transmitters, I think they call it Doherty modulation, are extremely difficult to modify. So I doubt if it's going to be on 80 and 40 anytime soon. but we'll see. You would think that Western Electric would be a German company because the Germans love to make even simple things complicated. And Western Electric broadcast transmitters are as Germanic as you can get. They are most complicated for what they do. So I think I let that one slide personally. Cliff, take it away. WB4NKL and the group KZ4B, over.
Yeah, KZ4B, it's WB4NKL. I remember looking at some of the Western Electric stuff. They, some of them used low-level transmitter, you know, like we do here, a low-power transmitter, and then they put a linear amplifier, and I think that's what Western Electric did on some of their stuff. I guess that saved, well, the final wouldn't be as efficient, but they didn't have to have such a high-powered modulator, but it'd be interesting. I've seen pictures of some that have been moved to the ham band. I don't know about 75 meters. Steve, I meant to comment on the time. I guess I'm good with leaving it where it's at. It's like I say, it interferes. If it's much later, it interferes with the evening meal. So I guess I'm vote for the leaving it where it's at. But I don't have as much problem. Don't seem like as other people do with the propagation. I guess a little further out maybe. But usually don't have any problem with it. Talking about the server farms, and we had a Bitcoin located here it's about 5 miles from me, but it's not a real big facility, but they put it out in a country type setting, and all the people started complaining about the noise, and it's mostly from their fans and everything, but they're supposed to eventually move it. They got so many complaints, and the county sort of forced them into a move, which I don't think they've actually moved yet, but it's supposed to eventually. It's not near the size facility that what you're talking about, but I guess they need to be on 600 acres. Get them away from everybody. I wouldn't want to live next to it. I'd be afraid to be getting some interference from that too on RF. So let's see. I'll hang around to the end. Go ahead, Stan. W4KR is WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff. WB4NKL, W4KR. I didn't give a weather report earlier. It's 31 here this morning, and it's supposed to go to 45, and it's clear. And yesterday was strange. We didn't get the high. It's interesting, Boone. I was surprised because we didn't get the high winds here. It was just a little bit windy, but not real high, not at all. And the rain was on and off till midday, but then finally cleared up. Steve, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Doesn't matter here, so probably leaving it alone. Don't break into trouble, I guess. Leave it alone. If it gets too bad, we just shut her down. You know, some nights if it gets too bad, we shut her down. The nights that I do the SAMRC net, when conditions are ugly, I pray for not too many check-ins, and I've been able to wind that thing up in a half an hour on occasion, and related to weather, but or propagation, or absence of propagation, or noise, or whatever. Buddy, okay on your on the layout coming out of your nuclear plant. The nuclear plant here at Oconee, the alternators generate 19 kV, and that goes to the to the transformer farm, which is on one side of the property, and it runs up to 340 from there, and then it gets distributed down for Blue Ridge, for the area of Blue Ridge Co-op, which is the top tier of the five counties along the North Carolina border. It gets taken down to 7,800 and is distributed at 7,800 around the whole of the what I'll call the retail distribution area of the co-op period. And the one thing I can say about that is it's quiet. It's very quiet. There's been some talk about them maybe kicking that up to 12 kV and taking it from 12 kV down to 240, but I hope they'll just leave it just like it is. And of course out here water cooling is no problem, because they have the nuclear plant has 380 megawatt reactor / alternator systems, and Duke is starting their engineering process to go to a fourth reactor here. And there's again, well, water's not a problem. I think about three years ago, Duke got its 30-year renewal from NRC for that property, and the effect on the water, on the lake temperature, was supposed to be 3/10 of a degree in 100 years. But I don't think many of us will be around to worry about that. With that, Boone, here it comes. I'm going to sign with this one. It's time to take a trip down to Walmart this morning. WB4 EVK. This is W4KR. Good morning, guys. See ya.
W4KR, WA4EVK. Well, have a good day there, Stan. Really appreciate some of the detail on the nuclear plant. I had never heard much of it, and quite frankly, had never bothered looking it up, even after I moved in the area. The power grid, I tend to leave to the people that really know what's going on. They seem to be doing a pretty good job with it at Blue Ridge here, and are quite easy to get along with. Not much else from this end. I'm running the AF68 into a Swan Mark I. I did opt for the SDR receiver this morning just in case. The wind was kind of, like I said, a freaky deal. We may have had some wind shear type thing going on, because the wind that did all the damage, we heard it coming. We could hear the trees start slapping around, and we heard it coming up the valley. That's a little different. The neighbor, I'm sure, was not very happy with the 30 feet or so of fence that was flattened. This was a plastic fence, and it broke it off at the ground. So we had a nice little burst of wind there, and somehow or another, have to talk to my brother about it. He's a retired meteorologist. Maybe he's got some insight. The time of the net, I'm going to have to kind of stay neutral on it. I have some problems with signals at 4 o'clock, but Not sure moving it into 5 is good for me. With that, I'm going to send it up to Charlie. W4MEC to take it, WA4EVK.
Okay, Boone WA4EVK in the group, W4MEC. Real good. The wind was no issue here. I think night before last we were supposed to have 37-mile-an-hour gusts. We got nothing. And I was down in Mill Spring all day yesterday, and it was nothing to speak of there either. It kind of rained on and off, but the wind was minimal, so sounds like it was spotty in places. And it's amazing how the weather reacts the way it does, and in that respect, and the predictions about the weather, you know, and how they hit and miss so much. My question is, if you think about it, why do you need AI at all, you know? What is it going to give you other than ask something a question and come up with a wrong answer, you know, or an answer that isn't very good, and something that could be retrieved from a encyclopedia or doing a little lookup, and a lot of people need the instant information, such as that. Reminds me of that old movie with Spencer Tracy and Hepburn, Katharine Hepburn, The Desk Set. Remember that? Where she was, they were the office of, I guess it was a newspaper or something, some kind of business that required an extensive historical reference library, and Katharine Hepburn knew all this stuff in her head, you know. And they were double checking facts and stuff like that, and you would think, and put people to work. People had a job and all that stuff, but now computers taking it over like everything else. So, but exactly why we need AI is a really good question, and what is it going to make better, basically? 600 acres, golly, that's a lot of land for a building. What, they got a security zone around it? And you would think that's something they could put underground, but I hope they don't have to dig a 600-acre hole to do it. Anyway, when we first were calling the check-ins there, Steve, there was a station up the band on 25. I listened for a moment. He ID'd, luckily, Whiskey 4 Oscar Bravo, and he was tearing me up down here with splatter and everything. He had some kind of weird noise on him. It was almost like a hiss coming down this way, and but he was, I don't know if anybody else noticed it. I haven't heard him since, so maybe he signed. I don't know. Maybe he fixed the problem. And let's see, what else? 7 o'clock tonight is a red letter day for me and my wife, because at 7 o'clock we'll officially have been married 47 years today. So St. Patrick's Day. The worst thing about getting married on St. Patrick's Day is you really can't go out and celebrate, because everybody else is out celebrating St. Patrick's Day. So so we went out earlier in the week and had our celebratory anniversary dinner there. So that's the way we've basically been doing it for 46 years, because on our first anniversary, on the 47th, we discovered why you didn't want to go out on St. Patrick's Day. So, so anyway, on to you, Mark. KG4IUQ in the group, W4MEC.
This is KG4IUQ. Well, Charlie, I'm wondering about the AI thing myself. I'm kind of, it seems suspicious to me that many millions of dollars in electricity is needed for something that I don't really know what it's going to be for. I can look it up, you know, you look it up on your phone. It's going to be some kind of vague thing. You know, the AI data center is going to be for IT infrastructure to train, deploy, and deliver AI applications and services. But I just wonder, is it something good for us, really, down the road? Is it going to be something to spy on me and you? Will it be some way to collect data on people, and it all has to do with your cell phone, what you type in there? They'll be coming to get somebody, you know, that's how they'll be spying on people. Whatever they search for, I don't know. I really don't know, but I wonder. I've got this good receiver. I'm not using it right now, but I bought a HQ180 at the Charlotte Ham Fest, and I'm kind of impressed with it because it has a full coverage of the AM broadcast band up to about 30 megahertz. I'm planning on giving it to a friend who is a relative. Every summer I go up to Traverse City, and they let me put up an antenna trees out there at their house, George Zimmer, and I'm able to get on the radio while I'm on vacation. And he talked to me one day. He was in the Vietnam War, and he was telling me that he had recently tried to use a radio to pick up the shortwave broadcast and stuff like that, and for some reason it didn't work for him. And he said he thought the tube radio, from his memory and from the past, it was stronger. He could hear it better. And that's what I think. When I have this HQ180, I bought it with him in mind, and it turns out to be something I think he could use. He could turn the dial, the signals would change, and he would probably be impressed with it. So I'm going to give the thing to him. I'm also wondering how to get another one because I like it. I like the HQ180. I'm going to be looking around to see if I can get one for me one of these days. I'll turn it over now to Steve, N4LQ. This is KG4IU.
Steve, can I put something, feed something to Charlie?
Go ahead. Right ahead, Stan.
Okay, thanks. It's W4KR. Charlie, it's Ray Eberly, W4OB. He lives in Sandy Springs, Georgia. He runs an Apache. He's been told about it many times, but it doesn't seem to be sinking in. But I put up with it every day, Charlie. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as he knows about it. After that, it's up to him. So thanks for that info.
Yeah, apparently, that may be an Apache that the mic gain control is stuck at full on. Go ahead, Steve. N4LQ, W4KR.
Yeah, an end-to-end uprising. N4LQ, any late check-ins? All right, N4LQ. Well, boy, a lot to comment on. And people are asking what the purpose of AI is. Basically, all this stuff is there for surveillance, and everything you think, do, or say shall be contained in the pill you take today. Read 1984 and Brave New World. It's finally coming true. And I was just looking at something I heard about the other day called Amazon Sidewalk. And of course, Amazon is tied in with these Ring cameras and other online cameras for your front door and in your house, and they're all linked together. And this Sidewalk outfit links them all together. So your neighbor a mile away is actually linked to you through your other neighbors, and it's just a bridge network. And it all eventually goes back to headquarters, and it includes anything you do on Wi-Fi or online is passed through everybody else. And if one place fails, it's able to skip over that one and go to the next one. And even your electric meters are bridged together in a similar fashion. So it's a problem, and these data centers I read a story about a town, small town in Texas, where they built this humongous data center, and it pretty much ruined the town. Their power started sagging, and their water was short, and they had this constant humming noise that could be heard forever. It was a vibration in the ground. It was so, the thing was so vast that they could feel the vibration at night laying in bed, and hear kind of a hum sound. Their property value went down to like rock bottom after that. So yeah, you can't really expect anything good out of it. Boy, that's good news, isn't it? The hissing sound, I heard that hissing sound, and as a matter of fact, I saw it on my spectrum analyzer here, and it was data. It was a burst of data that happened right here on this frequency, and it wasn't from the net up above us. It was a hissing sound, and it was high-speed data. Probably, I would say it's probably digital voice, a DV signal. Somebody's got that, and I don't know if they were experimenting or playing around or something. And that was a separate thing from the bleed over from up above. I didn't have any trouble here, but I'm over here. So anyway, let's see here. I guess that's about all I've got today. We meet again here on Thursday at the same time. We'll just leave the time as it is. I'm not going to mess with it, and it makes things easier for all of us, I think. Just keep it at 4 o'clock. So we'll just do that. Seems to make everybody happy. And don't forget tonight, if you can make it, on 160, on 1864, we have a couple of guys checked in. Cliff was there last night, and I think Boone, but that was about it. So we had a good time. Talked about the raccoon we had here on my front porch and other interesting topics. So, okay, I think it's about time to close this one out for the day. We'll make a quick 73 round and turn it over to K4GDN, N4LQ.
Okay, N4LQ is your old friend, K4GDN. Don't have much else here, and I'll pass it on to Buddy. WB4ARK in the group, K4GDN.
K4GDN, WB4ARK. Okay, George. Well, we're done here, so on over to KZ4B, WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy, WB4ARK in the group KZ4B. Steve, I vote for 5 o'clock. Later is better on the reception. So, let's see. Cliff, take it away. WB4NKL in the group KZ4B, Cliff.
Okay, John, 73s to everybody. Good net today, this morning, good signals. And let's see, thanks for calling it, Steve. I think Stan checked out, but I'll give. Yeah, I know he jumped back in, so I'll send it on to him. 73's W4KR, WB4NKL.
Okay, Boone. Okay, it's WA4EVK. Not much to say, except tell everybody they missed a really far-ranging discussion last night on 160. Invite them to, well, I guess, Charlie, you need to comment on whether you'll be on the 6-meter net tonight or not. I actually remembered to ask you this time around. And with that, I'll say 73s to everybody and turn it over to Charlie. W4MEC to take it, WA4EVK.
W4EVK, W4MEC. Well, I hope so. I didn't get home till 8:30 last night, so working down there in Mill Springs. So hopefully I don't got to work that long tonight. I was in the middle of ripping the floor out, and that had vinyl on it. You know, they put it on a 1/4-inch plywood, supply wood in Luan, and I had to rip all of them out. And the very last part was giving me a heck of a time, because for some reason they must have got to the end of a box of nails and said, we need to use all these up. They put like 100 nails in this little piece of wood. But I eventually got it up. But anyway, I'm sorry Stan was gone. I was going to tell him that W4OB guy to see if he has misadjusted the clipper adjustment inside the Apache, which is hidden, accessible inside of the CW key jack. And you stick a screwdriver through the key jack to get to that pot. And if he's turned that up, that might be causing him a lot of issues there, because you definitely don't need it. So mine's at 0. It might even be disconnected. I can't remember. So anyway, thanks for running the net. Yeah, spying on everybody. Yeah, that's kind of the scary part of it. And you know, if we hadn't given women the vote, maybe 1984 wouldn't have come along. I think in the book it's given as the reason everything went south, because of the emotions of the female voter or whatever, or female politicians, I don't know. So I wonder if AI listens in with SDR receivers and records everything it hears on the air. That'd be interesting. Anyway, 7-3 all. We'll see Boone hopefully tonight, and the rest of you on Thursday. Y'all have a good rest of the week here. KG4IUQ in the group, W4MEC.
This is KG4IUQ. Well, interesting net last night. One of the most interesting things was Cliff was saying how turkeys roost in the trees near where he lives, and they break the limbs off. That seems like a lot of weight, and turkeys flying up in the top of, I guess it's pine trees, and the limbs are breaking. That was really interesting to me. Everybody have a good day, and 73 to you. Back to Steve, N4LQ. This is KG4IUQ.
Yeah, watch those turkeys. All right, 73, everybody. N4LQ closing the net.